UNA week, big week on our campus, big week on the road. No matter where it is, it's UNA. So it's time to get ready to go play a big time GSC conference. So.
That's right, and on the road, big rival game. Obviously, an excellent opponent. They're first in the conference in total offense, second in total defense. Playing very well. Get to go to their place, and rivalry week, it always adds an extra pep in your step. Both teams have a lot to play for. Obviously, we're trying to get to 8-3 and convince the committee that we deserve to be in the playoffs, and UNA's playing for a share of the conference championship and also playoff position. So a lot to play for, but most importantly, it's just UNA week. It's playing against those guys.
How do we come out injury wise after Mississippi College game last week? We okay?
Yeah, nothing huge. We got a lot of bangs and dings that just over the course of playing, I guess, 10 straight weeks now that you get. Some guys are banged up, but nothing that should keep key guys out of the game from.
And you mentioned this a little bit, 10 straight weeks. Not a lot of. That seems to be a scheduling conundrum only visited in Division II. Is there a way around that? I mean, this doesn't have anything to do with UNA, but I thought about it. I mean, it's a bunch to ask a kid to come in and do 3.5 weeks of camp and then play 11 straight games with no break. How do you manage that as a coaching staff?
It makes it difficult. As far as a way to do around it, some people go with 10 games and create an open date. That can help you or hurt you, and as far as playoff standings go, depending on the year, really. And it is tough. It's a grueling season. We had a Thursday night game early in the year, which gave us a weekend that we could give them a break and coming off of camp and 2 games, and so that helped. But it's just you got to be smart the later you get into practice, and you can't bang every day at practice and expect them to hold up over the whole year. So it adds some difficulty, but it's what everybody else has to do unless they schedule 10 games.
What about now going back to this UNA team? What, as an offensive coach, what catches your eye about the Lion defense?
They're really fast. They play to the ball really quick. Their secondary plays really well, and they know that. They play them a good bit of man coverage because of that. And then up front, they play hard. They all fly around. They play fast. There's a difference in being fast and playing fast. And as a defense, they really, you can tell they pride themselves on getting to the ball and playing fast and having a lot of hats around the football. Then offensively, they're very good at what they do, and they move the ball and score a lot of points. And got a really good running back, heck of a competitor at quarterback. That knows how to win, knows how to move the offense. Some really good receivers that get open, catch the ball, and are sure-handed. So they're a good football team. It'd be a really good challenge for us.
I was looking back at last year's numbers in that game, and the three offensive guys who put up the biggest numbers against us are all back. So they built Bobby's gone back up there and built a program that's based on guys hanging around for a while, and so we're in the midst of doing the same thing. So how do we get our guys buy-in on that? I don't exactly know where I'm going with it.
Well, they've got a good formula that Coach Wallace uses up there, and they've got a senior class that has played a lot of football and have been together for a while, and they've got some guys that care about not just playing football but care about UNA football, and that shows on the field, and that is they've built a very good program, and they're not all world beaters, and they don't have the 22 best in the conference as far as athletes. They play as a team though, and they have some good players that play as a team, and it's a good formula that we are looking at, and we're trying to do very similar things. Get guys here that care about this school, and so it's good to see them have success. I hope they don't have success this Saturday, but it's exciting. Our guys are excited. They're up to the challenge, and it ought to be a good game.
talk about our guys who played well last week. Who do we expect to play well this week?
Rashad Lee and Tyler Rogers ran the football really, really well, and especially there in the second half, they really took over the game. And obviously up front, we opened some holes for them, but they ran downhill and ran behind their pads and ran hard. And that's something we gotta build on, because we feel if we can run the football and establish that, then it really allows us to do a lot of things on offense. Defensively, a lot of guys played well throughout the game. Q Harton was playing through a little hampering injury, but he toughed it out and was good there on the inside. So was Brandon Keel up front. Played pretty solid like they have in a bunch of games this year. And then we didn't give up those key big plays that we had given up a few games in a row there, which really kept us in the game and gave us a chance to win the game in the end. So several guys played well. We had a lot of bright spots from last week that didn't feel like it coming out of the game, but we did, and a lot of things that we have to fix and get better at.
Finally, last question. Going up there, it's going to be a physical game, and so how much we start 4 seniors on the offensive line. So what's the challenge for those guys to end the regular season on a good note? I would think a lot's riding on how well they play. So what is the challenge for that group?
Play physical, and we have at times. We've played very, very physical up front at times, and good things happen when we play physical up front. And that's really the biggest challenge. Don't try to do anything outside what your job is, but just be physical and impose your will on the guy that's across from you. And if we do that, we think we'll be in good shape because we got good guys that are running the balls behind them. And I really feel like really as a team, that's what we have to focus on this week is how physical can we play, and can we go up there and set a physical mindset from the get-go. And if we do that, then I think it will be in good shape.